Thanks for joining us on this episode of The One and Olney. I'm Amadou C.
And I'm Rosemary Rodriguez. Recently, there has been a rise in incidents on campus and students' concern is growing. Here's Alex Golson with more.
Usually LaSalle University seems like a very picturesque place, but recently a string of violent incidents have been putting students on edge.
Tonight, students at LaSalle University demanded action. This comes after a series of incidents, including at least 2 students who were robbed at gunpoint.
I've heard a lot about the recent incidents that have happened off campus and around the LaSalle area. Personally, I feel very safe on campus, but I don't really feel that safe stepping foot off campus.
This semester alone, there have been over 5 incidents, including phone robberies and most recently, an armed robbery of a student's home. This increase in crime has left students and student safety officers on edge.
Me personally, I feel safe on campus, but I do acknowledge that because of recent issues, many other students don't feel safe on campus.
LaSalle states that no incidents have happened on campus. Students showed us campus-wide alerts that seem to contradict that statement.
I don't think that the text alerts really help at all, because when something happens, the rest of the students we find out like way after the fact.
At LaSalle's most recent town hall, the Vice President of Student Affairs' response to this incident left many students wanting much more.
I went into the town hall for the students about the safety on campus, and they hear us and they acknowledge our issues, but they're not really doing anything to help students outside of sending us text alerts when something does happen. It's getting ridiculous.
Many students are unhappy with the university's inaction so far. They want more done to protect their safety than just safety videos that tell them how to stay safe while on campus.
The best thing you can really do, especially here in Philly, is you just got to be observant. You got to notice your surroundings, see what's available to you, and just don't do anything you wouldn't do if you felt like you were in a more unsafe area. You just got to be careful and just really observe.
For One and Olney, I'm Alex Goldstein. Back to you in the studio.
I think we are all starting to think more about how safe we are on and off campus. Let's work hard to stay safe together.
Have you ever dreamed of exploring another city? Maybe in another country? Well, Alexis DeMelfi took us on a trip to Madrid, Spain. Let's take a look.
Avenida de América.
Correspondencia con
Líneas 4, 6.
Madrid, Spain's central capital located in the center of the country, is known for its European art, elegant boulevards, and deeply rooted history. Carolyn Hennessy, an expat who has lived in Madrid for 2 years, loves her daily scenic commute to work and overall laid-back lifestyle. On every street, you will find aesthetically pleasing cafes that will satisfy any craving you may have after a long day of walking. In Spain, a typical meal consists of tapas, or small shared appetizers or finger foods, along with a small coffee. Eating is considered relaxing, so be prepared to thoroughly enjoy your meal for a few hours, and you will live like a true European.
Wow, how beautiful. Madrid looks like a place I definitely would like to explore.
Now let's check out a nearby ski resort to get a closer look at some fun winter activities.
Hello, and welcome to Whitetail Ski Resort. Whitetail is located in Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, which is less than 3 hours from Philadelphia. Whitetail has more than 22 ski trails and 8 chairlifts. The ski trails range from beginner to expert, so whether you're just a beginner or a seasoned veteran, Whitetail offers something for everyone. They also provide a wide variety of dining options. So no matter what you're craving on the mountain, Whitetail has you covered. And don't worry if you don't own your own equipment. Whitetail's rental shops are happy to provide guests with skis, snowboards, helmets, and more at a reasonable price so that everyone can enjoy all that the mountain has to offer. Snow conditions can vary dramatically here on the East Coast, so resorts like Whitetail rely heavily on snow guns to make much of the snow you see here. Whitetail's well-trained ski patrol team are a group of hardworking individuals who are ready to help out when needed. Whitetail is winter fun for everyone, so next time you're looking to get away, make Whitetail your next weekend destination. For One and Olney, I'm Parker Bierkin, back to you in the studio.
Make sure you check out Whitetail Resort next time you need a winter getaway.
Coming up next, we'll look at some artists and St. Elizabeth's later. We'll meet some great LaSalle University athletes.
The United States consumes about 1/4 of the world's energy resources. In order to use less energy, keep our environment clean, and save the planet, we must remember to turn off lighting and appliances when leaving the house. Clean water is a limited resource in our country, so remember to always shut the sink faucet completely to help conserve clean water. To learn more, visit the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
Next up is an interview with a few people that live at St. Elizabeth Recovery Center.
St. Elizabeth Recovery Residence is a residence where people can come that are having issues with drug and alcohol and also homelessness. And they assist us here and they give us an opportunity to better our lives. Well, housing mainly, that's the first one. Then they provide services to help us with drug and alcohol treatment and also for employment. Schooling, a lot of different opportunities to get us back into society.
My favorite thing about Project Homes, St. Elizabeth Project Homes, is that it gives me a chance to better my own life.
What I like about this place, they bring people off the street with a place to live with a roof over their head.
People to volunteer, they cook. They can volunteer to do like social work type of stuff, help us out with appointments, anything from cleaning to whatever services are needed around here, they'll volunteer to do.
From the door, they immediately hook you up with public assistance, food stamps, medical card. That gives you instant access to prescription medication, and it gives you access to get out and get counseling. They show such fine attention to detail to each and every client and their needs and how to better put things together to have a more productive life. I highly recommend St. Elizabeth's Recovery Residence to anyone who's struggling or suffering with life and life circumstances. Just reach out. There's a lot of people here that care about you.
If you're interested in learning more about St. Elizabeth or donating to their homeless shelter, you can check out their website at projecthome.org.
If you're wondering what to give your family, look no further than Philly Theme Boutique in Old City, Philadelphia. Independent features the most unique handmade items from local artisans.
Philadelphia Independent is a gift shop in Old City that features handmade items from the best local artists.
I'm Ashley Peel. I'm the co-owner of Philadelphia Independence, and we represent about 60 different makers. Everyone's all local, it's all handmade.
Ashley Peel came from a nonprofit artist background, so she desires to support other artists to further their career.
We came up with the concept for the store because I was making jewelry and I was selling at local craft shows and recognized that there was so much talent in the Philadelphia area, just other vendors that were next to me.
Everything is handmade gifts created by artisans and art makers in the area. In here, you can find the perfect gift of any kind.
We carry all sorts of different things, from t-shirts to ceramics. We have a lot of greeting cards, jewelry, pillows, artwork. We carry all sorts of different things here.
As the co-founder and seller, Ashley Peel does a typical retail job, from creating gift bags for customers to ordering products for art makers.
We also go to different craft shows in Philadelphia, so we can actually see the product in person, which is always nice to do, rather than just seeing it on a website. The way that our shop works, it's very unique. People come to us because they want something that's actually made in Philadelphia, whether they live in Philadelphia and they want to celebrate the city they live in, or maybe they're moving away, or a friend that's moving away and they want them to take a little Philly with them. We are the only store in Philadelphia that carries locally made, handmade goods in Philadelphia. Our tagline for our business is all local, all handmade, which is totally true. We only work with people that live in Philadelphia and the surrounding 4 counties in Pennsylvania. And we're the only store that you can find locally made goods.
From One and Olney, I'm Haley Wynn.
Come to 35 3rd Street to celebrate the best that Philadelphia has to offer and support local artists. On this installment of The Works, we sit down with an eccentric artist and bird watcher.
I am Dimitri, but everybody calls me Satin Sky. I make all of the art. I take big pictures, I take small pictures, I paint pictures, I draw pictures, I sculpt. I just make. I am made to make. I am my greatest artwork, so I work to make. Art to me is if you take something and you make it, and then it is art, because art is when you make things that are not things that are things before. I sometimes do not make the bird, I simply get rid of everything that is not the bird. I like to pull my inspiration from animals, like birds, like big birds with big feathers and wings. Besides art, I am in the Philadelphia Pirates. We are not real pirates, but we like pirates, and we dress like pirates, and we smell like pirates.
Keep up with The Works on Twitter at The Works Phila. Next up, we'll highlight some LaSalle University student athletes and those who work behind the scenes in sports. Stay tuned.
A lack of sleep can cause stress, illness, lowered academic performance, and an overall decline in health. It is crucial for a college student to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, so unplug from technology and get well rested.
A tradition such as LaSalle Athletics is only as strong as its media coverage. Take a look at a student journalist who covers all things LaSalle Athletics on screen and in print.
From Bel Air, Maryland, Dan Forbes.
Dan Forbes, now a senior at LaSalle University, has been a manager for the men's basketball team since his freshman year. Forbes has fulfilled many different roles for the team over time.
I didn't come into LaSalle thinking I was going to manage, but
I've always had an interest in statistics and analytics, and I thought maybe there was an opportunity for me to work alongside the team, maybe do some like stat work on the side. My freshman year, I would go over some of the old game tapes and like shot charts, like chart where guys were shooting, making and missing from different areas of the court. And I would just do different stat stuff. Basically, Coach G was trying to find ways. He wanted to determine the ways to win not only individual games, but what winning teams did in the Atlantic 10. Going into my sophomore year, I really became more of a full-blown manager. So that involves going to practice every day. And I would do a lot of stats work during practice as well. Just, guys just tracking like all sorts of like miscellaneous stats, like shooting, rebounding, any basic stats. And then my junior and senior year is when I really started traveling a lot more with the team.
Forbes has found that being part of the team has given him many once-in-a-lifetime opportunities.
Well, this year, going out to California was a really cool experience. Even though we weren't necessarily successful, it was still a really cool experience just to go out the West Coast, like see a different part of the world. And just playing like 3 games in 3 days is really cool.
Forbes managed under 2 coaches at LaSalle and saw the transition as an opportunity to be a familiar face within the program.
So I always felt that it'd be something that I would want to continue doing throughout the coaching change. I also thought, obviously Coach G was really great to me, like bringing me on and like letting me like work with the team. So I'm really thankful for that experience. But then this year with Coach Ash, obviously like it's a totally transition year. So I feel like if I could have done anything to make that transition process at all smoother, considering I was just a consistent face, being around for 3 years, anything that could have made the process smoother, I figured I'd at least have be able to continue working as a manager.
Forbes will graduate from LaSalle in May, but his passion for LaSalle basketball will never end. For One and Olney, I'm Tegan Lamont.
Wow, so I personally know Dan Forbes, and he's a great guy. Very important job here at LaSalle. Do you think he has a very important managerially?
LaSalle Athletics has been a strong tradition for many years. Helen Stars, a student journalist, has spent her years covering the many teams of the Blue and Gold with LaSalle's student-run television program.
We could do sad sports chat Thursday. I know, but get over it.
Not only does Helen report on all things athletics on screen, but she is also a writer and editor for the sports section of LaSalle's student-run newspaper.
It makes sense to me. Oh, I did it. I didn't.
Helen has deep roots in LaSalle athletics, which has prompted her to devote so much of her time to covering the Explorers. For One and Olney, I'm Dana Pecora.
It's amazing how talented she's become, and she's so invested in this LaSalle athletics and with her abilities to get the ball rolling. So on this next segment of Athletes in Philly, we have a brilliant soccer player from LaSalle University. Macy Bauer shares Marcella Robinson's story and her future soccer career for the Puerto Rican national team.
I'm Marcella Robinson, and this is my story. So when I was about 4 years old, my mom put me into soccer. I played field hockey. I also played basketball, and I ran track when I was younger. But then when I was about 13, I decided that soccer was going to be the sport for me. Okay, so after I graduate with my master's degree from communication, I plan to go to Puerto Rico and play for Puerto Rico Soul, which is a professional team in Puerto Rico, and then also continue playing for the Puerto Rican national team. My happiest sports moment would be winning the A-10 championship in 2017. I think that moment was it was amazing, and just when Macy was able to score that goal, I think I got chills and I was not able to breathe at all. So that was really awesome, and I'm really thankful for that moment.
Good luck to Marcella on your journey. Be sure to see who's up next on the next segment of Athletes of Philly. After the break, we'll get to know retiring Bill Bradshaw. Plus, we'll see how fun can be for the family.
Plastic bottles, 12 bags of trash, over 70 pieces of garbage. Don't be a part of the problem.
Handshakes are given every day, but did you ever take the time to realize the meaning behind the action? Take a look.
Handshakes are a way of obviously greeting someone, but it's more than that. It's a way of greeting specific people of whom you have a deeper connection with. With a handshake, you can be as creative, or sometimes not even creative. Sometimes it's just a normal thing, but it can mean, depending on who the handshake is with, it can mean much more than what it actually is.
We come together, do our thing. Sometimes we get the sauce, sometimes, pound it up, then we finish the handshake. It's a lot of different things, a lot of different styles. It depends on where you're from, how you do things.
The deeper the relationship, the better the handshake.
So I know, for instance, me and my dad, we have a particular handshake. It kind of goes like, and then we both snap and pound, and that's like our thing. And I don't do that with anyone else. Handshakes are a lot more complex than they appear, and they're great for establishing deeper bonds with other people.
It's just a sign of you're my friend, you're my man. I greet you differently than I greet others.
There is definitely more to a handshake than meets the eye. Memes are a staple of American pastime. Take a look as we show you the surprisingly deep complexities of memes.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Memes are a new phenomenon that are quickly taking over American pastimes with their ability to entertain and captivate a mass range of audience. I sat down and spoke with Du, the memer, who is a sort of meme connoisseur who's an expert on memology. A passerby may get a chuckle or may have a moment of deja vu or even a moment of, wow, this really does happen to other people. And memes become something that connects us, and in the hands of the wrong people can be used to tear us apart. Memes follow a basic structure. Usually it's a picture followed by some dialogue or a picture followed by some caption that emphasizes a situation that is true or some aspect of reality that people perceive to be true. But that's not what memes are limited to. Memes could also be videos, GIFs, or cartoons even.
Suffer.
Be it a picture of a cartoon or some sort of video of a cartoon where there is a character doing an action that someone can find relatable to some aspect in real life. Either way, memes are a way of telling a story that a normal person otherwise can't, due to the nature of the reactions that we all mutually share as human beings and situations that we can perceive as funny or relatable or true. From One and Olney, I'm Amadou C.
Wow, never knew it was such complicated to capture a simple picture.
What did you think of the show?
I think the show was great. My favorite package is the St. Elizabeth package because it involves like a homeless shelter and informs the public like how the people that live in the homeless shelter, like their everyday life, like what they do. They get help from like the place, and the place is such an amazing opportunity for them to like live their everyday life.
Exactly.
What's your favorite package?
Well, my favorite package was definitely the handshake package. I think there is a deep complexity in handshakes, and depending on the nature of the relationship, you might have different handshakes depending on the person. So, with that being said, thanks for joining us for this episode of The One and Only. I'm Amadou C. I'm Amadou C.
And I'm Rosemary Rodriguez.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on One and Only.